All right, let's try this again here. New drawing, 3D template. There we go. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is when we're looking at something, say, say I'm in my isometric view here. When I go to draw a circle, you can see it's drawing more of a ellipse or whatever, and it's because I'm in an isometric view and it's drawing my circle on the plane that I'm currently at, and I can see my plane by turning on my grid, and then now it makes perfect sense of why my circle is not coming out a perfect circle. And then looking at my different views here, we can see in this view we're looking at our circle flat here in my top view. Here it is, a more regular view here. So every so often you go to draw something and you've kind of moved stuff around and it just isn't drawn right. It's drawing in a different plane than the plane you're looking at. So to fix that, you type plan and then enter twice. And that will just kind of reset your view, so you'll be drawing on the plane that you're actually set to in your settings up here. So plan, enter twice. Important to know if any of you have run into that situation. All right, so next I'm going to draw another circle next to this one. All right. So I've got two circles here. Our first command we already know is press pull. So just to recap on that, I'm going to select inside my circle, and I can easily make that object three-dimensional. Now there's another command called extrude, which is very similar to press pull with a few exceptions. The most important one being it works far more reliably. So a lot of you have run into issues with press pull, and running the extrude command should work much better than that. Another difference in extrude is I can actually select multiple commands. So I've run the command here. It's asking me to select objects. So just as we did in the past, we make all of our object selections, then press enter when we're done selecting our objects. And now it's asking me to specify my height. So just like press pull here, I can put in any height that I want, and I have my object three-dimensional there. Then just to give you an idea of some other things we can do, I'm going to create a rectangle, I'm going to create a line, I'm going to create a polyline, and I'm going to hit C for close. And just for fun here, why don't I create a slight arc. So I've got 4 different shapes here. I'm going to put all these in my 0 layer so you can see them on the screen here. Actually, how about a border? How about, there you go. So I'm just going to select all my objects and type extrude. And you can see just like that, I can now expand all of these objects. So you can see the polyline I created made my three-dimensional shape. My rectangle turned into a box, and then my arc and my line turned into what we call surfaces. It's objects that are what they call infinitely thin, but you can kind of see them as sort of flat sheets. There, and then something else we can do with extrude, which is kind of fun. I'm going to create a circle, and then I'm going to create a spline. And I'm just gonna take my split. I'm gonna move it around a little bit here. So I have a circle and I have a curved line. I'm going to click on my circle here. I'm going to type extrude. And so you notice when we hit extrude, I have my specify height, and it gives me a bunch of different options here. Direction, path, taper, angle, expression. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit P for path. And then now it's going to ask me to select my path. So I'm going to select that spline I just created. And just like that, now I've got kind of a pipe here. So I just took my circle and just followed it right along my path. So kind of a cool way to make three-dimensional objects that follow a path. And then I will, let's see, I'm going to undo this. And let's see, instead of a circle, why don't I draw a how about let's draw kind of a triangle here. So I'm going to type extrude. Going to select my object, which will be my triangle, and then I'll hit path again, and then I can do taper angle. So I'm going to hit T for taper, and then specify taper for extrude. So I'll do 15. I'll see what happens there. Then select my path. Oh, didn't like that. Try this again. Didn't like that either. Well, here, let me show you what the taper does, because it's kind of cool here.
Oh, please.
Extrude, I'm selecting my object, and then I'm going to hit T for taper, and then an angle of, let's do an angle of 1. So now it'll actually take the object that I've created and is now tapered it. So it starts as my triangle and then slowly comes up to a point here. So I have kind of a Transamerica building. So one of the keys to extrude, as far as today's assignment is concerned, is you want to make sure you use your polyline. And the trick to polyline is you want to make sure that you hit C to close your shape, because I can make a polyline, and if it isn't actually closed, you know, it looks like it's closed. I run my extrude command. I select my polyline. What's going on here? So you go to extrude it and you think everything is fine. but it's not a solid object. What it did is it just recognized the face of your object, and because I had this break here,
Oh my God.
it's not going to turn into a solid object. So make sure you close your polylines, and then and only then will it actually create a solid. Otherwise, it'll just create a three-dimensional surface or a hollow object. Jesse?
Is scales, or do you care about the specific set of scale?
For this assignment, just kind of zoom in and make them the same. Did I give you a scale?
Well,
Oh, okay.
one is like really close, but one is like are barely outside the box. And the next one's like way too small.
Really? I probably did it 1-to-1, but so scale we usually ignore in our isometric view. So it's just the scale of your other ones that I care about. Okay, so any questions on differences between our press pull command and our extrude? The one thing that we can't do with extrude that you can do with press pull is actually hollow out things. Extrude can only make solid objects. So for the holes, for drilling holes, that's where the press pull will come into play. Okay, good luck.